Reen, what did you say? What did you do? It's almost time for the end of term exams. It's been a wild year, but I want each of you to prepare properly so you can show off the results of all your hard work. You in particular, Muse. There's no need to hide your talents anymore. I want you to give this everything you've got. Instructor, that's a tough ask. If you promise to give me a reward, I might... Oh, God. Oh, no, he didn't. You really are a handful, but let's see. Please tell me you didn't say it. If you manage to take the #1 spot on the combined rankings with the main campus, I'll happily treat you to a meal. Reen! Reen, you dumbass! You didn't! Sure enough, she placed at the top of the rankings without breaking a sweat. Of course she wouldn't. The shit she pulled in the 3rd and the 4th game. My God, this woman is a genius. Why would you do that, Reen, you idiot? Ada must have been furious at placing 2nd. Yeah, I would assume she would be. What can I say? Love triumphs over all. Oh, God.
So, I did what I promised I would.
Oh, God.
Instructor, don't you think I deserve a word of praise for my accomplishments?
A word of praise, but not a dinner.
Can't argue with that. Your motives are worth a raised eyebrow, but you did really well. So, well done, Muse. I'm proud of you.
You have no idea how it makes me feel to hear you say that.
Oh, dear. And I suppose a promise is a promise. When we're done here in Ymir, I'll make time for us to go for our meal. Is that acceptable? Yay! I can hardly wait to spend a whole day with you and get dinner at the end. You're pretending to mishear me on purpose, aren't you? Isn't that how she always works? Those exams were a small price to pay to go on a date with the man of my dreams. Is she kidding, or is she actually legit? I could never tell with this woman. I can place in any position you desire. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm not even finishing that. Reen? 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 Oh, the smug look she's given. Oh, I know that. Nope. It's like competing against somebody playing by entirely different rules. Oh, God, yes, it is. Coming in here has gotten rid of my physical fatigue, but my mental fatigue has really jumped up to take its place. Yeah, that's exactly how it feels conversing with her. I think I'm gonna go get out. What about you two? We'll stay here. We'll stay in here a bit longer. We still have the issue of your obsession with your sister to discuss. Excuse me? Now I'm really leaving. It's because she's of age, isn't she? Reen, oh my God, he's overprotective to a fault that he doesn't want his little sister to get engaged, despite the fact that he knows it's going to happen no matter what he does. It's funny that the person who is interested in doing that is the last person who should have ever done it in the first place.
Okay.
We actually said that at the same time. Sorry, I was taking a little tiny break, and I come back, and I sighed and said, okay, just at the same time he did. Now that's funny. Lord Reen. Now that is something I've never... Wow, that is so weird to say. Lord Reen? You're home, eh? How are things at school? Really busy as we prepare for the new school year, but super fulfilling. How are things going here, Leo? Same old. You want to see how my wife is, right? Are you going to be sticking around for long? I'll handle all your orbit modification and weapon upgrades. Bleh, thank you. Oh, before I forget, have you heard about the Arcus 2 got an update? Yeah, the Reinford group got in touch with us. I hear the slots got a boost? Correct. You can strengthen them up to a 3rd stage now, allowing for the insertion of even more powerful quartz. Okay, I have got to ask, because I haven't even remotely looked at this guy's level, quartz, or anything of the sort. Are you telling me these characters aren't being built from the ground up? They're already built? Because if that's the case, I'm kind of disappointed. I actually got a sample from the RF group. It's yours if you want to see how it works. After strengthening the slot with the Sedif, you should be able to plug the quartz in. Thank you for everything. No need for thanks. I'm just happy to see you again. Since you're home and all, make sure to get some R&R. Of course. Maybe there's more to it and I'm just jumping the gun. At least I really hope I am. Looking to grab a souvenir? Yeah, for my family. Oh, and for Jessica and Louise as well. This place sells all sorts of rare stuff. It kind of reminds me of Nyo Su and Imports. They both carry Eastern goods, it's true. Since a lot of their stuff comes from the Republic, they were out of stock last year. But now things are finally back to normal. Thank goodness trade has recovered. Agreed. What is it, instructor? Nothing, I just thought you'd be more on edge today. You're surprisingly calm. I mean, today is the sign-in ceremony in Crossbell, yeah. So she came back after. Okay, so she had gone before. Alright. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about it. There's a part of me that wants to be home for such a monumental occasion, but I'd feel kind of left out if I was the only one who didn't get to come to Ymir. I belong with Class 7. You know? By the way, I heard something from Randy. He told me you played a big part in Operation Liberate Crossbell last month. Oh, wasn't that big of a deal. I just helped Lloyd and the others a teeny bit. Smashing through a giant window isn't just a tiny bit, Yuna. Hey, are you really okay with staying at the branch campus? It's at the end of the school year, so you should have been able to transfer back to Crossbell like Randy. Heck, I bet they'd love to have you at the police academy again. So you want me gone, then? No, that's not what. I'm just messing with you. It's true that I regret not being able to properly graduate from the police academy. But right now, my time at the branch campus is even more important. I said it earlier, it's where I belong. I see.
And you know, I like being with you, instructor.
Oh, God.
I didn't mean that in a weird way.
Don't worry, every woman he's been around says it too.
I know. There's still a lot I want to teach you, too.
Good, because I'm all ears.
Anyway, everything I heard in Thor's is sure to be useful in the future. Whether it's for myself, or to help strengthen the relationship between Crossbell and the Empire. I'm going to be counting on you to teach me the good stuff, instructor. You have yourself a deal. Better get that brain of yours ready. Well, if it isn't Reen, welcome back. Long time no see, Camilla. You look well. What's that? I look young and my complexion is perfect. Thank you, sweet talker. That's not what he said. You really haven't changed. Oh, come now. That's not true. I've been in the rare item business lately. Speaking of which, have you heard about this? It's Lake Lord's newest fishing gear. I ordered way too many sets. Oh god, not this again. I hate the fishing side of this all. And then on top of that, they sent me new rods and parts as a bonus. Care to take them off my hand? Are you sure? Of course, I'm sure this stuff would be much better used in the hands of a knowledgeable fisherman like you. Thank you. Well, this is a lot. Thank you so much. No need for thanks. I just like seeing you happy. I'll be running the shop as usual, so feel free to drop in whenever. Will do. Fishing, huh? It's starting to warm up a little, so it's the perfect time to cast a line in a mountain stream. Holy moly, this guy likes to fish. I thought they only did that like a side mission. I guess that they really are making it canon. I should give it a whirl once I have some free time. I hate fishing. Ah, Kurt. Observing the beautiful landscape, I see. The scenery here truly is spectacular. It is. Sure is. I've lived here most of my life, and I'm still not tired of it. I wouldn't be either. That's a beautiful view to see every day. But for somebody who doesn't like heights, this would be my worst nightmare. I would not be as close to that edge as these two are. I would be near the seats, admiring it from behind it, while gripping very tightly to the seat. It's just a shame it doesn't last all year. Once the snow's gone, that's it. Still, I'm sure it's just replaced by an equally unique beauty of another season. You're not wrong there. You're more than welcome to visit again in another season if you want to see. I'd like that very much. Did you once practice your swordsmanship here? Sort of. It was further up in the mountain, to be specific. Master Ka-Fi and I spent a month living out in the wilderness while he trained me intensively. Interesting. I heard the Arsid school does a similar thing. Yeah, they're a little woohoo for that too. Perhaps it's an Eastern manner of training that the Arsids later adopted? It's true that Eastern martial arts emphasize becoming one with nature. But I think in my case it was just because Master Ka-Fa believed it to be effective. Securing food to eat and a place to sleep every day was hard enough, but sometimes he would even set monsters on me. Thinking back, I had to do some crazy stuff to make it through in one piece. That does sound like quite an adventure to go through every single night. And you're a glutton for punishment. I shudder to think of what you must have gone through. Yeah, same. Ouch. Is that how you see me? Well, Rean, he's kind of right. Forgive me, I didn't mean for it to come across quite so rudely. Kurt, believe me, it's not rude. This man is a magnet for trouble. Still, perhaps I should try training in the mountains myself. I apologize if I'm assuming wrongly here, but... Are you feeling frustrated with your progress? Oh, no, I'm not. No, I suppose you're right. I'm happy to lend an ear if there's something you want to talk about. Alright then. This isn't a new concern of mine, but it's something I was reminded of when we were introducing ourselves to your parents. Yuna and Altina have grown significantly since I first met them. And not just them. The same could be said of for Ash and Muse, and all the rest of the students at the Academy. They've all matured significantly in the year since we all enrolled. But then there's me. I don't feel like I've grown at all. Well, you have. You used to be a hell of a lot more stoic, that's for sure. I continue to train every day, and I feel as though I'm improving. I'm just a little frustrated by the pace. I think you only feel that way because you're more capable than most. What do you mean? In other words, you expect more of yourself than most people do. When you put your bar for success so high, it's only natural it's going to be harder to surpass it. That's just reality. But that makes it sound as if I've got barely any room for improvement. That's definitely not the case. It's going to be more difficult for you to make significant progress than before, but you've been overcoming that for a while. Last year, you faced off against Prince Cedric, and overcome many trials before that, yet this is true. But you weren't content to rest on your laurels. In the 6 months since, you've never stopped working to better yourself. I think you're the only one who can't see how much progress you've made. As your instructor, I know better than anyone just how much you've improved. So, have confidence in yourself, Kurt. Thank you, instructor. Of course, don't take that as me telling you to be content with how you are and to stop trying. I wouldn't dream of it. I have no intention of slowing down my pace, at least not until I've surpassed you. Wow, seems like I have a good reason to keep bettering myself then. Well, I'm gonna go get going, but we have the Phoenix Wings to ourselves today. I recommend you take the chance to relax in the hot springs while you have it. That sounds wonderful. I might stay here a moment to collect my thoughts and then head over. All this reading the text is gonna dry out my throat because I'm not used to doing it. I get conflicting reports of whether or not I should do it. And I'm trying it for this series. Probably not a good idea since this series does a lot of talking. Well, look who's back. Glad to see you're doing well, Reen. Likewise, you're as in good as mood as ever, Gerald. And I can see why. You've got quite a few customers for this time of the year. Yeah. After the war ended, hardly anyone was coming in. Looks like things are finally getting back to normal. Since tensions between the neighboring nations have calmed down a bit, we're getting even more guests than usual. Nothing beats times of peace. You've got that right. Well then, since you're here and all, how about I teach you one of our recipes? You mean one of your secret dishes? Are you sure about this, Gerald? Yeah, didn't you guys already teach me a bunch in the other games? Yeah, of course. You all use recipe books too, right? If you jot down one of my specials, you'll be able to prepare it whenever you want. Here, help yourself. A recipe for one of my specials and the ingredients to whip it up. Yeah, didn't I already learn that? I'm beginning to realize that me saying all of this is exactly why people are probably saying, you're complaining of this and yet they've already leveled up your characters. Yeah, you're not wrong. I apologize. It's not complain, it's more of, didn't I already learn that? As in, curiously, if I'm trying to remember if we did. The ingredients as well? Really, this is much too kind. I don't get to see you as often as I'd like, so let me do at least this much. I know you're keeping plenty busy out there, but take care of yourself and make sure you're eating right. Of course, I'll take that to heart. It seems like that's the only place left. Hello, Ash. What are you up over here, Ash? Not much, just wandering around. But man, there sure is a lot of snow left down this way. Well, it is a mountain. Well, we don't generally use this path, so there's no point in removing any of the snow that builds up there. It just stays until it melts. Guess it makes sense if you've got the cable car anyway. Something on your mind? Kinda. A while back I heard someone talking about a sport you could basically only do on a snowy mountain. Yep, snowboarding. Just can't remember the name though. Snowboarding. That's the one. Heard something about using a special board to ride all the way down to the bottom of the mountain. I figured there's gotta be enough snow here to do that, right? Though I'm thrilled that you're so interested in snowboarding, that would be a really bad idea. Why? Gonna tell me, oh, Ash, most of the snow's already melted, you're gonna die a powerful, painful death? Jeez Louise, Ash, no! Well, screw that. Life's no fun without a bit of risk. No, that's not what he meant. To be fair, you did hit most of what I was going to say. Okay, never mind then. I guess I was wrong. But yeah, there's no chance I'll let you snowboard in this. Ugh, lame. If you really want to give snowboarding a try, though, you're more than welcome to come back here in the winter. I'll even teach you myself. I'll surpass you in no time flat. I'd like to see you try. I'll have you know I'm at the top of the leaderboards for every course here. Smug Reen. Man, when you get hooked on something, you really do get hooked, huh? Yeah, he does. But don't forget, I'm from Raquel, I think it is. I grew up gambling to put food on the table. There ain't a game I can't win. I'm not afraid to embarrass you on your own turf. Well, that sounds like a challenge to me. Can't wait to see who comes out on top. Just remember that you're not allowed to do anything on the outcome. Bleh. Just remember you're not allowed to bet anything on the outcome unless we do it after you graduate. Bah, you and your damn rules. Reans
so
responsible.
Used to spring everywhere else that the cold here's got me feeling like it's still winter. Think I might take that advice I gave to Kurt and soak in the hot spring.
Okay. I walked by it. Nope, I didn't. Oh, the scar is still there. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be. Looks like someone's got here before me. Maybe it's Kurt? Oh! Oh my. Oh, heaven forbid.
Major? I'm sorry. I wouldn't have come in if I'd known you were here.
Is that you, Reen? Why don't you come into the water? You must be cold standing there.
Oh my god, this is so
we
awkward.
haven't had a chance to talk in quite some time.
True. We're long overdue for a talk. Well, if you're comfortable with it, then I'd love to.
This is so very awkward. Dad mentioned how the RMP must be really busy now. How are you holding up? You aren't overworking yourself, are you? Thank you for your concern, but please put that worry out of your mind. My work sometimes comes with unexpected benefits, like being able to visit the hot springs here, for instance. I suppose that is true. The RMP is being restructured and having its military capacity downsized at the same time, so I can't deny that I am busy. But that's true for so many others right now. I don't think I have the right to complain. What do you mean by being restructured? Does this relate how the RMP and the Intelligence Division don't answer directly to the government anymore? Yes. Because of that, we aren't going to have the same kind of freedom we used to. But I believe that we'll still be able to protect the people of Erebonia in a different way than the army, like before. I see. The RMP isn't being rolled into the army though, right? Correct. Although that possibility was being considered at one point. In the end, it didn't happen, thanks in part to General Van Dyke and Provisional Government Head Regnance. It's not impossible it could lead to a power struggle in the future, unfortunately. But I believe the Empire needs something with a chain of command separate from the army that it can serve as a deterrent. To avoid power gathering in one place, you mean? Exactly. Thor and his graduates, myself included, are expected to serve as another kind of deterrent as well. The reason being that the school's students and teachers alike exert influence in various fields and have all kinds of connections. I see. As someone charged with helping raise the next generation of Thor students, I suddenly feel even more pressure. As you should. We're all counting on you.
By the way, Reen,
Yes?
this feels very overdue, but I wanted to thank you
For what?
for all you did during the rivalries, for all you did for Milliam, for facing me head on, and for granting His Excellency's true wish. Mere words feel woefully insufficient given all you've done. But I also didn't want my gratitude to go unspoken.
That's very kind, but you really didn't have to. I was just doing what I wanted to do. And I couldn't have done it alone.
That's about what I expected you'd say.
This might sound kind of sappy, but I feel like it was worth it all just to see you smile again.
You really are oblivious to how you sound sometimes.
He really is.
Jokes and thanks aside, there's something I wanted to ask you too.
What is it?
Are you truly happy right now, Reen?
What do you mean by that?
Of course I am. Busy, certainly. But I am happy. I still can't believe we made it through the Great Twilight. We even got Crow and Milliam back. I was hoping there was a way we wouldn't lose them, obviously. But deep down, I had already given up and braced for the inevitable. It wasn't without some goodbyes. But it's all over now. And I can still be with everyone I care about. Which includes you, of course. The joy I feel about that hasn't gone anywhere.
I'm glad to hear that. Still, there's a difference between being happy over something and you yourself being happy. You went through a lot during the Great Twilight, including having to say farewell to your father. Despite living in fear you would disappear or lose your friends, you came out the other side with victory. You, Reen, persevered to save us all.
Oops, sorry about that. I have my mouse nearby and accidentally kicked it.
And I can believe that's made you happy, yes. As much as I can believe that happiness continues to cast a punishing shadow over you. Am I wrong?
I'm speechless.
Is
You
it because I
really
didn't
can
pick a
see
special
right through
bond?
me.
Is it because I didn't pick a special bond?
You're right. I'm still not sure how to handle the happiness I feel.
Mary Crow.
I know it's there. I'm just not sure how to truly accept it. All the people who died on the first day of the war did so because I made the Great Twilight happen.
It wasn't you, Reen.
Do I even deserve to be happy when they can't be? Or forgiven for what I did?
It may not be my place to say this, but I think you're the only one who can decide that.
I suppose you're right.
I know how you feel, because I'm in exactly the same position. You were concerned earlier that I might be overworking myself. For me, I'm just trying to atone for my sins by throwing myself into my work.
Major, that can't be good for...
I would not talk if I were you, Reen. You are equally as guilty.
Don't worry. I can calculate how far I can go as well as any number. I'm taking care not to cross the line into self-sacrifice.
Then do you want to explain to me why I caught you fighting with him or his class up in the mountains? And it doesn't look like one of those, like, run-of-the-mill, oh, we're going to test your skill kind of things. It looked like you were generally trying to kill them.
It's tempting, though. Every time I achieve something to make Erebonia's future better or see you and Milliam's smiling faces, I get a little closer to forgiving myself. It's not something I can do overnight. It's every moment I can justify forgiveness, no matter how small it is, that gets me one step closer. As long as I don't falter, I'm sure I'll be able to like myself again one day.
That's a mature way of going about it.
Far from it. I'm duplicitous to a fault.
I wonder if
I don't think my approach will work for you.
I don't know about that.
You're much too sincere to go tricking yourself into feeling anything other than how you feel. I know it won't be easy for you. Just, I hope you can let yourself be happy.
Easier said than done, I'm afraid.
Maybe. But if you let it elude you forever, I'll always be one good deed short of being able to fully forgive myself.
What am I even supposed to say to that?
I did call myself duplicitous.